Climate Deadlock Episode 1, Foundations of Climate Crisis and Global Warming. Prepared and presented by Tony Black. Hello dear listeners. Welcome to the Climate Deadlock podcast. In this podcast series, we will discuss the climate crisis and the foundations of global warming, the reasons, the consequences, and what we can do about it in a sincere and detailed language. In today's episode, we will focus on the foundations of the climate crisis and global warming. We will discuss the effects of greenhouse gases, the greenhouse effect, and the importance of IPCC reports. If you're ready, let's begin. First, let's briefly mention the concepts of greenhouse gases and the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse gases are gases naturally found in the atmosphere that absorb and reflect sunlight back to the Earth's surface. The main greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. The greenhouse effect is the trapping of heat energy reflected back to the Earth by greenhouse gases, causing the Earth to warm. In fact, the greenhouse effect is a natural process and helps our world maintain a livable temperature. However, due to human activities, the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is rapidly increasing, leading to global warming. So, what are the main causes of the climate crisis and global warming? The main causes of the climate crisis and global warming include the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes. The burning of fossil fuels releases large amounts of carbon dioxide when used for energy production and transportation. Deforestation is associated with the cutting down of trees and changes in land use, leading to reduced carbon storage capacity and increased methane emissions. Industrial processes contribute to greenhouse gas emissions during activities such as energy production, mining, and agriculture. The consequences of the climate crisis and global warming manifest themselves in the form of sea level rise, extreme weather events, and negative impacts on ecosystems. Sea level rise occurs as a result of the melting of glaciers and ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica. This situation increases the risk of flooding and erosion for millions of people living in coastal areas. Extreme weather events, such as hotter and drier periods, severe storms, and more frequent heavy precipitation, occur due to climate change. These events have negative impacts on agriculture and food production and pose significant risks to people, ecosystems, and infrastructure. Ecosystems face significant challenges due to the climate crisis and global warming. Increases in temperature, ocean acidification, and changes in weather events threaten the habitats and reproductive cycles of plant and animal species. This situation can lead to a decline in species and a loss of biodiversity. Now, let's touch on the importance of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change or IPCC reports. The IPCC is an organization consisting of expert climate scientists from around the world, which regularly assesses scientific studies on climate change and global warming. These reports provide information to world leaders and policymakers on the impacts of climate change and how to combat it. IPCC reports enhance our global understanding of the climate crisis and global warming and form the basis of policies and actions on this issue. In summary, in today's episode, we talked about the foundations of the climate crisis and global warming. We understood the importance of greenhouse gases and the greenhouse effect, examined the main causes and consequences of the climate crisis and global warming, and emphasized the value of IPCC reports. In the upcoming episodes, we will address the proposed solutions to the climate crisis and global warming, renewable energy sources, sustainable living, and the importance of individual actions. In addition, we will focus on the roles of governments, local governments, and the private sector in combating climate change. During this process, we will also examine exemplary projects and successful implementations worldwide. Understanding the climate crisis and global warming and learning what we can do about it is of great importance for each of us. This episode comes to an end here. Thank you for joining the Climate Deadlock podcast. Until the next episode, take care, and don't forget to share the steps you take towards a more sustainable life.